why you're still unhappy, and how existentialism can save you. You've done everything you were told would make you happy. You've got goals, maybe a decent job, friends, social media, a few things to show off. You read the self-help books, you've tried the productivity hacks, you've watched hours of motivational videos. But here's the truth that hits you when you lie awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling. You're still unhappy. Deep down, you feel something missing. Like you're floating through life wearing a mask you can't take off. Why is that? Is it your fault? Are you broken? Or is the problem the entire way we look at happiness in the first place? Today we're going to look at this from a perspective you might not expect. Existentialism. If you stick with me until the end, you'll see how this so-called depressing branch of philosophy might actually be the key that frees you from that restless emptiness. And hey, if you're new here and you want more practical, real-world philosophy, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free wisdom for your mind. Let me tell you a quick story to make this real. There's a woman named Claire. She's 29. She did everything right. Good college, good job, good salary. She's got a decent apartment in the city. She's got friends to go out with, a steady boyfriend, parents who are proud of her. From the outside, it looks like she's winning the game of life. But every night, she lies there scrolling on her phone, half distracted, feeling like an empty shell. She can't shake the thought, is this really all there is? And the more she tries to push that thought away, the louder it comes back. Maybe you've felt that too, that quiet, nagging dread when the distractions run out. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre summed it up perfectly. He said, "Everything has been figured out except how to live." In other words, we've got all this knowledge, all this comfort, all this convenience, but when it comes to finding real meaning, we're clueless. The problem, why we're still unhappy. Here's what no one tells you. Most of us are living by someone else's script. We spend our whole lives chasing what we're supposed to want. A certain income, a certain house, the perfect relationship, kids by a certain age, a career that makes us look successful. We wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat, but we never stop to ask who wrote the script in the first place. Søren Kierkegaard, one of the first existentialists, called this despair. Not just dramatic sadness, but an inner suffocation. A sense that we're stuck living as someone else's version of ourselves. This is why so many people hit a wall in their late 20s or 30s. They look around and realize they don't know what they really want because they never asked. They were too busy fitting in, following trends, doing what parents or teachers or Instagram told them to do. And then there's Albert Camus, another existentialist giant. He said the human condition is absurd. Why? Because deep down we crave meaning, but the universe doesn't give us any. It's silent. There's no pre-written purpose waiting for us. It's just us and the void. And that feels terrifying. So we distract ourselves. We binge Netflix, doom scroll, chase cheap dopamine hits, anything to not face that raw emptiness. But here's the twist. Existentialism says this isn't bad news. It's the best news you'll ever hear. The existential solution, a different kind of freedom. Jean-Paul Sartre famously said, "Existence precedes essence." What does that mean? It means you weren't born with some built-in meaning or destiny. You exist first, blank canvas. Then, through your choices and actions, you create who you are. There's no cosmic blueprint for what your life should be. You get to write it. That's freedom. But freedom is scary because it means you can't blame anyone else. Remember Claire? She hit rock bottom when she realized she'd been living a life made of shoulds. So she made the scariest decision of her life. She quit her job, took her savings, and moved to a cheaper city. For 6 months, she did nothing but spend time alone. She walked for hours without her phone. She journaled, read books that made her uncomfortable, sat with questions that didn't have easy answers. It was lonely. It was terrifying. She cried a lot. But when the noise died down, something new happened. She started hearing her own voice, not her parents', not society's. Little by little, she discovered what actually made her feel alive, not what made her look good on LinkedIn or Instagram. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Albert Camus said, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion." And Kierkegaard said, "The most common form of despair is not being who you are." These aren't just fancy words to put on an aesthetic Pinterest board. They're a brutal, liberating reminder. Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create, minute by minute, by facing the truth of your own freedom. How you can apply this. Practical takeaways. All right, let's make this real for you. Here are 3 things you can do starting today. 1. Face the void. Stop running from it. Put down your phone. Take a walk without headphones. Ask yourself the uncomfortable question, what do I really want if nobody's watching? You won't get an answer right away. That's the point. Sit with it. Let it simmer. 2. Question the script. Look at the biggest areas of your life. Your job, your relationships, your beliefs. Where are you living by shoulds instead of choices? Where are you afraid to disappoint people? You can't break free if you don't admit where you're trapped. 3. Act, don't wait. Existentialism isn't just about thinking deep thoughts. It's about acting. Start small if you have to. Set boundaries, say no, take a risk that feels true to you. Your freedom is in your choices, not your fantasies. Look, you don't have to become a full-time philosopher, sitting alone in a dark cafe, chain-smoking cigarettes like Sartre, but you do have to take responsibility for your life. Because when you realize there's no script, there's no ceiling either. You can start over as many times as you need to. You can stop chasing approval and start chasing what makes you feel awake. That's scary, but it's also the only way to stop feeling so damn unhappy. As Sartre said, man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. So what will you make of yourself? If this video made you think, do me a favor. Leave a comment down below. Tell me one script you're ready to break free from. Your story might inspire someone else here. And if you want more deep yet practical philosophy, the kind that actually helps you live better in this messy world, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Share this with a friend who's feeling lost. Maybe they need to hear that they're free, even if it scares them. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay free, and I'll see you in the next one. If you like this, check out my video on how Stoicism can help you stop overthinking. You'll love it.